since 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday to everyone, and for all my Canadian friends, welcome. Happy civic holiday to you as well. Hope you all had a great day off. We are in the 321, the Rouge 321, and I installed the latest Fenix update. Everyone's calling it the BFU. I just found out the BFU means big freaking update, or whatever, big fat update, and I thought it was like something technical that had to do with like flight sim, but it's just big freaking update. So I've installed the Fenix big freaking update, and we're gonna fly this bird, the longer 321 to Montreal from Halifax. I do see on VATSIM that there is VATSIM online for Halifax, and there is I believe Tower online, so hopefully we'll catch them, and actually Center's online as well. So Swerve, welcome Swerve, a member of the channel. Welcome, my friend. Hope you had a great week. We got a subscriber called Lauren V Littlejohn subscribed to the channel, so I appreciate you as well. And Emil, hello. One of my friends saw a something 919 last week on Wednesday, leading, and another friend saw 416. I don't know what any of these mean, but I'm assuming you're talking about freight trains or passenger trains, perhaps. Welcome, Emil. Welcome, and happy Civic Holiday to you as well. And on the vertical stream, don't forget we're live on both vertical and horizontal. We got Sandra says hello. Hello, Sandra. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So let me turn up the sounds before I forget, and we'll hop in and get it started. And I actually finally managed to update my GSX, so those ugly pink textures are hopefully resolved and everything looks good. So that's good to go. And double checking my VATSIM connection, good to go. Okay, let's hop in and get things started. We'll see how this update is. So right off the bat, I can see that the chart symbol changed from the previous Navigraph logo to some other logo. I guess this is the new Navigraph logo, I don't know. Let's go to the EFB and load up our flight. Livery and SimBrief units mismatch. Your SimBrief plan uses weight units pounds, but your current livery is set to kilogram. Your plan has been changed to pounds. Okay, thank you. Good catch. This is all, I guess, part of the new update. Your plan has an off blocks time and 8 hours and 4. Okay, so this is just because I turned the sim to the morning time because I didn't want to fly in the dead of night. We can't really see anything. Robert Hall on the vertical stream says, hello from Fort Worth, Texas, the great state of Texas. Welcome, Robert. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we're going from Halifax to Montreal. We're going to go to ground services, and chocks and cones are connected. Ground power unit is connected. I'll open up my aft and forward cargo, and right off the bat, I'm going to go GSX and start boarding, even though it's a cold and dark. I just want to see how this looks. So hopefully GSX is looking better now since the update. I just kept forgetting to update it, guys, and I finally got around to it. I can see these little loading trucks look different as well, so that's good to go. Alright, let's go here. Aft cargo is already open, so I don't know why you're complaining, GSX. Avgeek Brewforce, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Why is my iPad at or EFB at 39%? How do I charge it? I thought this is plugged in. It's Is this not modeled? Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep it plugged in. Attach pushback tug now, no, and I do want to board the pilots because we can't fly without pilots. Okay. And it keeps asking me to open the aft cargo and forward cargo even though it is open. How about I go like that? Interesting how it doesn't want to open. Oh, because there's no ground power. Of course. Of course, simple. So we're going to go over here. Battery 1. And battery 2. Gotta love the realism. External power. Nav lights go on. Emergency exit lights to armed. No smoking to auto. Crew supply oxygen on. Ground control for the CVR. And we're going to test it. Good. And we'll go up here. Aiders to nav. Good. Now it should open, I think. No? Oh, there we go. Finally it's working. So yeah, it was just because we didn't have ground power connected. So now there's AC power to actually power up those doors. There we go. AvGeek says the new update is amazing and the EFB charges via battery. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go, guys. So now there's a little charging symbol there. And it actually works. So I unplugged it. It stopped charging. I plugged it. Ho, very cool. The big freaking update. Alright.
Your crew has boarded.
Cool. Let's go over to our McDo. So we're rocking the CFM engines today, and our nav database, I just updated it. It's good till tomorrow, the 6th of August, which looks good. I'm going to go over here. Atsu. Air Traffic Services Unit if you want to be fancy. Flight initialization, and we're going to go init data request. It's going to pull up our information from SimBrief. So we are Rouge 418 departing Halifax for Montreal, alternate of Ottawa, en route time 1 hour and 19 minutes. And let's pull up our operational flight plan, and according to this we're going 360, so 36,000 feet. And let's go init, request that while it populates. Good. And 418 is my flight number. What's my cost index today? It's going to be 5. Might adjust that if I want to get there sooner. 5. And 360. Good. And on the ground right now in Halifax is 24 degrees centigrade. Positive, of course. Summertime. We're going to go wind request and request that wind data. Good. And let's align our inertial reference system on reference. Alright. That is looking good to me. Guys, check out the wildfire. The wildfire smoke. You can tell it's all hazy, and that's pretty accurate, I can tell you guys. My flight training's been canceled for 2 days now in a row because of the wildfire smoke and the lack of visibility, which kind of sucks. But we're gonna go get the ATIS. 121 nothing is our ATIS frequency. 121.0 on column 1.
Departing runway 23. Inform Halifax ATC information. Juliet advise on initial contact. You have information. Juliet.
Alright, let's just listen to that one more time.
Halifax information. Juliet 2200 Zulu. Zulu wind 250 at 9er. Visibility 12. Few clouds at 6,000. Temperature 24. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3010. Approach visual RNAV Zulu or Yankee or ILS runway 23. Inform arrival of requested approach on initial contact. Landing and departing runway 23. Inform Halifax ATC information. Juliet advise on initial contact. You have information. Juliet.
Alright, we got information. Juliet 3010.
Halifax information. Juliet 2200 Zulu. Zulu wind 250 at 9er. Visibility 12. Few clouds at 6,000. Temperature 24. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3010. Approach visual RNAV Zulu or Yankee or ILS.
Alright, 3010 is set. And let's see. So it looks like they're using runway 23. Alright. Landing and departing runway 23. So we're gonna go. Actually, let's get our ATIS clearance, our IFR clearance. We're going to get it from ground, so that's 121.9. Alright, let's get our clearance. It's probably going to give us the Halifax 1 departure, because I don't think there's any other departures in Halifax. Halifax ground, good evening. Rouge 418 with information. Juliet requests IFR clearance to Montreal.
Rouge 418, Halifax ground. You are clear to the Montreal Trudeau Airport via the Halifax 4 departure. Flight plan route, departure runway 23, and your squawk 4305.
Clear to Montreal via the Halifax 4 departure, flight plan route, runway 23, 4305 on the squawk, Rouge 418.
Rouge 418, repeat correct, push and start is at your discretion, information Juliet is now current.
Push start our discretion, and we got Juliet, Rouge 418, thanks. Beautiful. Easy as 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna load up our McDo here with the Halifax 4 departure, and we're gonna go insert And then for our arrival, I believe we're expecting the rocket 1 to 6 left. So we'll go rocket 1 here on the star. Good. And the transition is from, I believe it's Kilo Echo Bravo India Golf. Good. Quebec. Insert that. Let's see how I guess they already loaded up our bags. Okay. Oh, we got a nice little KLM 7.3 beside us. Kind of random. They're rocking the 7.3 regional ops in Halifax, but okay. Cool. So let's review our route here. I'm going to turn on our VOR receivers and put on the constraints, so it shows all the altitude and speed constraints, if any. We can look at our charts app here. So there's our airport chart for our departure. We're going to go probably push back
Canada,
nose right.
26, contact tower 118.4. Have a good flight.
118.4, again at 1526.
And after pushing back nose right, we're going to probably expect taxis from the apron to Golf, Foxtrot, cross runway 1432 at Foxtrot, and then Lima, line up and wait, runway 23. That's our departure. And for the SID, Halifax 4, it's just a vector departure. It is chart 10-3, effective 16th of May 2024. Off runway 23, climb on heading 233, or as assigned for vectors. And based on the Halifax VOR, our MSA is 2100. So it's a simple 233 heading on the departure. Nice and simple. I like it simple, hence the name. Cool. Oops, not that. Let's go here. Good. We'll leave this on the chart for the airport. So for our mast and balance today, I'm expecting a planned fuel of 17,200. Let's just double check that here. Times and weights, 196 passengers, 10,800 on the cargo, 45,100 on the payload, and the zero fuel weight 153,500, and the fuel 17.2. So that's correct. That checks. I'm thinking if I should take extra fuel. Let's see. So we're about 9,000 pounds lower than our maximum zero fuel weight. David says hello from Naples, Italy. Beautiful area. Hope you're having a great flight. Welcome, David. I was just last year, over a year ago now, I was in Florence. Very beautiful area. But yeah, welcome. So we'll take a little bit of extra fuel. We'll take like 18,000. Why not? It's free in the sim, so we're gonna use it. And we're gonna board this bad boy instantly. That's gonna bring up our weight, takeoff, and zero fuel weight here. And we're just below our max landing weight, so pretty light today. Nowhere near our max takeoff weight of 206,000. Gross weight for takeoff 172,648, and our center of gravity at takeoff is going to be 26.1. We're going to go ahead and send that to the McDo, and we're going to double check that it has been implemented. 154.6 and 26.8. Block fueling 18,000, good. And we got nothing in the center tanks, good. Now for our fuel breakdown, I can go back here to my operational flight plan.
At gate 12 with information, Juliet.
So 1.7 on the contingency for Ottawa, which is our alternate. We'll go 3.1. So 1.7, 3.1. 1.7 on the route reserves or contingency, whatever you want to call it. 3.1 on the alternate. And final reserves 2.9.
KLM 199, goedenavond. 1 second please as I check your flight plan.
Good. And our wind condition is, we got a headwind of minus 49 knots. But sometimes it doesn't let me enter it. It always says invalid. Do I have to put M49 perhaps? If anybody in chat knows how this works, sometimes it lets me do it, sometimes it doesn't. I could never get a hold of this. Hang of this. David Stowe, another David from Scunthorpe, UK. I haven't heard of that one. Where is that close to? Scunthorpe, United Kingdom. We got fans from all over the world today. Welcome, guys. And what's my taxi fuel? 0.6? Yeah, I need 600 pounds, which is pretty typical of the A321. Alright, guys. Looking pretty good. Estimated takeoff weight 170 as per our plan. We got 172, a little bit extra fuel I took, so that's looking good. It all checks out. We're gonna go to performance, and
I have
departure.
KLM 199. I have an amended.
We're gonna sync our load sheet, sync the weather, which is already synced. Winds are 210 at 6, and we're expecting runway 23 for departure. It's near Leeds, if I'm not wrong. Nice.
KLM
104 Omar said hi. Welcome, Omar.
You are cleared.
So let's calculate the
Logan Airport via the
takeoff
Halifax
performance. Flaps
departure.
optimal. Force toga no.
After
Anti-ice
which,
off. Packs on.
You are clear direct.
So it's giving me
that is
151,
Alpha,
156 on the
Delta,
rotation,
Delta
56 on the
November.
V2, 2 up 0.6.
After which
Flex temp
direct
of 50.
moving, that is Delta Uniform.
We're going to send that to the
India,
McDo.
November. After that,
51,
flight
56, 56, 2 up 0.6. Good. So
I will
that
send
is
you that
all ready to
in a
go.
message.
And my squad
KLM
code
199, to make it easier,
4305.
send me a car, so a message via the chat.
Yeah, we'll do it in a second.
Alright, guys. Looks good to moi.
Charlie.
You see the passengers are there, and we're good to go.
Yankee X Alpha Kilo.
Let them load up. Let them teleport. Alright, good.
And Halifax ground, Yankee Alpha Kilo with you, looking for taxi to Shell Aero Center, just didn't want to
We'll go
interrupt you.
reset position on the
You're
GSX.
blocking an exit. You have Yankee Alpha Kilo, taxi.
Let's go ahead
Delta
and
Alpha,
set our
implement
top
instruction,
altitude for the departure as well,
Delta Alpha, Yankee Alpha Kilo.
which is maintain 5,000 feet or as assigned. So 5,000 feet is going in the FCU. 5,000 feet is set. We see climb blue, nav blue. We're good to go. Alright. Omar says, can you give me some advice? What advice is that? What you looking for, my boy? Alright guys, let's get out of here. I'm gonna turn on the seatbelt signs, and fuel pumps are going on, and we're gonna turn on the auxiliary power unit. Master switches on. 1, 2, 3. Let's start them up. I'm gonna close up our doors as well real quick. What are you using for the nav charts, David? I'm using Navigraph. There's a paid subscription that if you're an avid flight simmer, or if you want to fly on VATSIM, I highly recommend it. It's like 10, 12 bucks a month Canadian. So probably like 8 euro, 9 euro a month. So yeah, that's what I'm using.
Zulu for departure.
I'm gonna close up our doors.
Would that you sent me? Can you give me the squawk code and the speed clearance?
Yes, I'm also going to repeat clearance because it's such a correction. So, KLM 199 Halifax ground, you're cleared to the Boston Logan Airport via the Halifax for departure, after which Acadian, Duvin, ENE, BOR, AJ, and then the Ocean 5 arrival to Boston. Departure runway 23, and your squawk for tonight is 4307.
KLM 199 cleared for the Charlie Yankee Hotel 224 departure via runway.
Alright, there goes the jetway.
Direct A7, Duvin, Anna,
APU.
to Stevo, for the Ocean 5 arrival. Squawk
Is available.
4307.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the APU bleeds.
KLM 199, I sent you
APU
an
bleed is
amended
on.
flight plan to that. Sorry, that's
External
Canadian
power is
Ocean,
off.
VOR,
And we can
then
double
AJ,
check that
and
in the
then
electrical
Ocean 5.
page. So you can see the
Alright,
APU
yes,
gen
now
is
that's
taking the
recommended
electrical
is,
load now,
SA, then do
providing
very,
AC power to the
higher,
aircraft.
Ocean 5,
Our parking
arrival.
brakes are set, and we got accumulator pressure is in the green. We got parking brake pressure. We're going to go ahead and remove the chocks.
Kilo is now current.
Remove the
KLM
GPU.
199 with information kilo, I will call.
Alright, we're pretty much ready to go. Let's push back and get out of here.
KLM 199, push and start your discretion, and have a
So we're
ramp is on control.
clear
If
right.
you have somebody pushing behind you, I'll let you know.
Clear left. Push
Okay,
back.
thank you, KLM 199.
That's going to be us. Push back now. And we can go ahead and mark our load sheet as red and accept it. So the ECAM message goes away.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So we'll look at the most recent one. Compliance with EDNOTE 2, Rouge 418, 4th of August 2025, 0 fuel weight 154.6, 196 plus 6 on crew, 172.1 takeoff weight, max 0 fuel weight 26.8, and max takeoff weight 26.1.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
And for our departure, we got Halifax Tower online as well, 118.4. So ground is 121.9, 118.4. I'm using my radio stack here. Now, interesting that after the update, guys, I'm noticing when I switch my...
Locking gear.
Let me show you guys. So when I use my radio stack to switch frequencies, it actually doesn't register until I actually change it. You see that? Now it's 118.4, 121.9. So it wasn't like that before. There's a little change I've noticed, but very minor thing. It doesn't even matter that much. Alright, for my pushback, I said nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Roger. Parking brakes going off. You're clear to push.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright. We are squawking mode Charlie. Beacon lights going on. APU bleed is on, and pushing back nose right, clear to push. And let's start up engine number 1. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you, as we are about to demonstrate the safety features aboard our Airbus A321. Thank you.
Could you tell me a flight sim for Xbox that is good for using Microsoft Flight? Like you mean a side stick? You can get any one of those hands-on throttle and stick, the HOTAS they call it, if you can't afford the Airbus one. I'm not too familiar with Xbox, to be honest with you. I use PC, so I'm not the one to ask for Xbox advice, but to my knowledge, you can probably use like one of those cheap ones that are like maybe 50-60 bucks, and that will get you started for now, Omar. Ask maybe ChatGPT. Alright, we got a good engine start on engine number 1, and my block time's going on. Let's start engine number 2 and hear that PTU kick.
Recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop.
Yeah, look
from
for
above
HOTAS,
you.
hands-on
Pull the
throttle and
mask
stick.
towards you to start the
Just a
oxygen.
generic one.
Put the mask over your nose
And that should get you started well with Xbox for now.
Hold
Parking
the
brake
mask
set, you're
in
clear to
place.
clear to disconnect.
Confirmation for a good engine start.
To adjust.
Cockpit
Put on
to
your
ground.
own mask
We have a good
before
engine
helping
start.
others.
You can disconnect.
If we land, remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your
And guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far, I'd really appreciate a like. It really does help the channel out. If you're watching on the vertical stream, all you have to do is double tap your screen. Italy is hella hot. It's pretty hot here as well in Canada, and we got wildfire smoke, so it's like terrible to breathe in.
Echo November Echo, what's the new direct?
Do you know of a site that has used simulators? Maybe eBay or Etsy? Try Etsy shop. But not too sure about the used ones. You're better off just looking at your local used, like, used goods website, like Kijiji, or well, for us in Canada it's Kijiji, but I don't know where you are, Omar.
Perfect, thank you.
Alright, we got 2 good engine starts, guys. So we're gonna go engine start switch to normal.
199 ready for the
and I can go ahead and turn off the APU. And I'm gonna go
hold for a second.
flaps 2.
Rouge A321 parked behind you. As soon as they're on the way, I'll give you the green light.
Kilo 199 good. I will be standby.
Alright, up 0.6 on the trim. Let's go flight control. Up 0.6, which is set. And auto brakes max, ground spoilers armed. Takeoff config checked, and we'll go turn on our radars, and let's do a flight control test real quick. Full left, observed, neutral. We'll go full right, observed, neutral. Elevators, full aft, neutral, forward, neutral, and disconnect our rudder pedal. Full right, neutral, full left, and neutral.
To the wonderful city of Halifax. Take a ride here on Alpha, after which you may taxi apron at your discretion.
Alright, parking brakes off. Let's go.
612, thank you very much. Continuing Alpha to the apron on discretion.
Rouge 14, Halifax ground, are you ready for taxi?
A-firm Rouge 418 with information Juliet ready taxi 23.
Rouge 14, copy that. Would you like an intersection echo departure, 9,100 feet remaining, or a full echo?
We can take the intersection from Echo.
Very good. In that case,
easier for us.
418, taxi runway 23, via apron at your discretion, Golf Echo, and hold short to see it Echo.
Okay, apron at our discretion, runway 23 via Golf Echo Rouge 418. Alright, let's go. That saves us some taxi time. We don't have to
Air Canada 612,
cross that other runway.
hold short at Delta.
Canada 612, holding short at
David and Omar are talking Italian. Try to keep it in English, guys. I'm not too strict about that, but in general I do prefer English in my chat, since it is an English channel. But yeah, welcome. Alright, we're going to take a right on Golf and right on Echo. Taxi lights going on.
Air Canada 612, you are clear to continue park at stand 60.
Canada 612, clear to continue at tagging stand 60.
KLM 199er after the Air Canada Boeing.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. You may be seated for takeoff.
You are cleared to push face north.
KLM 199 after the Air Canada's F37, pushback facing northwest.
Alright, it's going to be a right turn. We have 9,000 feet remaining. That should be plenty for departure. I wonder if I can go over here. Intersection data.
Rouge 418, you can contact tower
Oh,
on
look at this guy.
118.4. Have a good flight.
118.4 Rouge 418. Thank you for the ATC. We got an A380 British Airways landing right now. Haha, that looks so cool. Wow. Very nice. Butter too. That was a nice landing. Good job. Alright, let's go over the tower. Yeah, wind wing products are pretty cool, David. Alright, departure's probably going to be 119.2. I can plug that in right now for later.
Tango, first available right, contact ground 21-9, and make sure you tell her that you're a super.
Swerve says just landed in ATL horrible weather. Is it stormy?
21-9, 5 seconds.
Intersection ID. Can I go from Echo? We'll go maybe 2,900. 5150. Okay, so it doesn't change. All right, we're good to go. Charts. Halifax Tower, Rouge 418, holding short runway 23 at Echo, ready for departure.
Rouge 418, your wind 220 at 6, clear takeoff runway 23.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23 at Rouge 418. Alright, we are cleared for takeoff. Lights going on, strobes. Cabin crew, please prepare for departure. Alright, final looks clear. And just because we're taking off from an intersection, just to be out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to spool them up and I'm going to hold the brakes and then I'm going to release it just so we can give ourselves a little bit more runway. Alright, straighten up the nose wheel. Alright, you guys ready to go? Let's get out of here. I'm gonna
418 airborne call terminal 19.2. Have a good flight, see ya.
Okay, airborne 119.2 Rouge 418. Thanks for the DC, see ya. Alright guys. Spool them up. Let's go. Chrono's going on. Stable. I just want to make sure it's in the correct detent. There we go. Alright, let go of the brakes. Let's go. Ignore that. Thrust set. Hundred knots. V1. Rotate. Nice and easy. Positive rate, you're up. Nav checked. Wildfire smoke checked. Wait for 1,000 feet. There's 1,000. Thrust climb, climb. Hold on. Ah, these detents. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust. Over to departure. Sounds amazing. Flaps 1. And let that speed build up a little bit. Flaps up. Ground spoilers disarmed. Halifax departure, good evening, Rouge 418, 2,400, climbing 5,000, runway heading.
Rouge 418 identified, turn right direct Kelno on course, climb flight level 230.
Right direct Kelno on course and up to flight level 230, Rouge 418. Right direct Kelno, nav. is blue. You gotta go, David. It's 2 a.m. here in Italy. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Take care, buddy. Swerve with the letter fly. The sounds sound a little bit different to me than before with this update. It's got like a deeper tone to it.
Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure.
Alright, let's go autopilot on. Beautiful, we're out of here. We got a little shortcut on departure as well.
Tower 118.4, good day. Over Tower, see you.
Halifax Center is going to be the next one, 132.2. By the way, I'll subscribe by y'all. Take care, David.
418, recycle transponder, squawk 4315.
Okay, 4315, Rouge 418.
Gala 199, passing 15,000 feet.
Passing 10,000.
KLM 199 identified, climb flight level 230.
Pressurization is checked.
Flight level 230.
And beautiful smooth air. Seatbelt signs going off.
KLM 199, which waypoint are you directed?
KLM 199, AK, then Alpha, Charlie, Alpha, November.
KLM 199, roger, the Halifax for departure is a vector stage. You're not supposed to delete discontinuity. For now, clear direct to Canadian.
KLM 199, my apologies, direct AK then.
And we're out of here. Bring you guys back here. Good. Good. Let me see if there's any VATSIM online after this. Probably not. So it's going to be an uncontrolled arrival to...
Rouge 418, contact Moncton Center, 132.2, good day.
132.2, Rouge 418, good day.
The St. John altimeter 3005. We're ready to send out 10,000 and altimeter 3025.
Moncton Center, good evening. Rouge 418, 16,500, climbing flight level 230, direct Kelno.
Rouge 418, Moncton, hello, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Rouge 418.
Rouge 418, see direct to Vigdu.
Direct Vigdu, thanks for the shortcut, Rouge 418. Alright, direct Vigdu and 280. We got a nice little shortcut. We got two shortcuts. And transition. We want to wait till we're in the altimeter setting region, which is over 180 here, and which it is now. We're going to go standard on the altimeter, 3 times, set. Nice little shortcut.
KLM 199, passing flight level 130, radar contact.
KLM 199, hello, climb flight level 340.
Flight level 340, KLM 199.
Rouge 418, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Rouge 418. Alright, there's our final cruising altitude, 360, I see it, blue.
Moncton Center, good evening, Prime Air 4211 with you, flight level 370.
Omar, it's Microsoft 2020. It's 2020. I just need to reinstall 2024.
31.
I actually just uninstalled it, and I'm going to reinstall it from scratch.
Moncton Center, American 2330, cruising flight level 370, information kilo.
American 2330, Moncton, roger. According to 11 thanks, I identify.
We're about 400 miles away, not too far from Montreal.
Good evening, company 707 radio check. Speed 707, hello, region 555. Good evening, company 707, we're next back on board, we're at Aviation after the GA parking. I hopper from Braswell. Copy 707, clear to Farnborough, St. John 8 departure, flight plan route, start runway 28, score 2501.
All right.
Copy 707, read back correct. Push start is your discretion, call ready for taxi.
Not much question for taxi, thank you very much.
Runway 4211, when ready, descend 10,000, Halifax altimeter 3012. Runway 4211, when ready, descend 10,000, Halifax altimeter 3012.
3012, 10,000. We'll call you leaving 37, Prime Air 4211.
Canada 4375, contact Halifax arrival 119.2. Good day. 92, thanks.
Alright, so we're probably going to be on CTAF frequency for Montreal arrival. Swerve says, what do you get to fly in flight school? Cessna 172R, Cessna 172S model, and the SP, which is just like a fancier S, I guess, if you want to call it that. I've flown the G1000 once, but I'm set to fly it again, but mainly it's the R and the S model for the 172.
Descend flight level 280.
Stand by level 280, American 2330.
But the last 2 days have been cancelled because of the wildfires, but got a good amount of flying in before that. I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted a couple of my takeoffs in my Discord. I did a soft field takeoff practice and a short field takeoff practice. I posted it in the Discord chat.
A lot of calling unreadable. I'll give you a call when you get a little bit closer. Descend 4,000.
Down to 4,000.
Swerve says, I'll check it out. Yeah, I think I posted it like yesterday or the day before or something like that. I'll try to get you guys more content. I might grab the Meta glasses so I can record some flights. But it's like 400 bucks Canadian, so I'm kind of just saving up. Flight school absolutely drains everything you got, to say the least. Omar, there is no career mode in 2020. That's just 2024.
And Moncton Center Prime Air 4211, leaving 370 for 10,000. 10,000.
Runway 4211. By the on-lap transition, cleared ILS approach to runway 28.
By the on-lap approach, there's the ILS runway.
Is it just me, or are the engine noises, like the aircraft noises in the cabin, a little bit louder than before after this new update? It feels pretty loud.
Good evening, Halifax Tower. This is Air Canada 355. We're currently climbing to 32,000 feet and we're at 28,000 feet. Air Canada 355.
Takeoff 355 Monkey Center, hello, expect the Sunday 5 arrival.
The from B5 arrival, Air Canada 355.
Right, that's fully 11, if you could start your descent there then.
Yep, Prime Air 4211, we're starting our descent right now.
Nathic says hello, what is your airtime, please? We're gonna arrive at about 58 minutes. 58 minutes till we touch down in Montreal. So let's see what VATSIM's up to. So we departed Halifax. We are Rouge 418 over the water right here. And in about like 20 minutes or so, we're going to be out of their airspace for Moncton Center, and we're going to be on our own for an uncontrolled arrival to Montreal. So that's how that's looking right now.
Copy 707 taxi. Copy 707 taxi 9 Bravo. Again, 707. Taxi to Bravo and on foot runway 28. Bravo to 28, Stampede 707. American 2330, when ready, descent 1010,000, Halifax up into 3012.
Descend and maintain 17,000, American 2330.
Up to 10,000, 10,000, and that's at your discretion.
110,000, American 2330.
Oh, that's very cool. So I just noticed, guys, on my radio stack over here, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this little number, there's like four numbers. This bottom one is changing, and I just noticed I put it on DME, which is distance measuring equipment. So it's showing me the mileage we are from the tuned VOR, the tuned nav aid. So currently we're tuning in. We're tuned into the Montreal VOR, and it's showing me 150 nautical miles from the Montreal VOR. And I never realized, I've had this radio stack for like 4 years, and I never ever put it on the DME tab, but it's actually live and working. So it's showing me, it's counting down, so it's showing 113 nautical miles from Montreal, 113.3, 113.0, 112.6. That is really cool. That is really, really cool. I just noticed that. Nerding out over flight sim. I really like this radio stack. It's done me well.
Same to you, sir.
So it's pretty cool to just look on a hardware and just at a glance see how far I am from the VOR that I've tuned. Very cool.
Very good evening. Clear 8651, passing flight number 160 for 220.
Flare 8651, Center, hello. Proceed direct to Big Do.
Alright, we got about 700 feet to go till our cruising altitude.
Direct to Big Do, climb flight level 340 for Flare
Cyber, apologies for getting my call sign.
Seabird 67, monitor advisory on 122.8, good day.
Roger, switching to advisory 122.8, Seabird 67.
Good evening. Canada 355, when ready, descend 10,000, Halifax altimeter 3012.
We'll descend to 10,000 and Halifax altimeter is 3012, Air Canada 355.
Alright, Alt Star. Alt Cruise, we're at flight level 360.
Tempe 737 airborne, passing 1,200. Tempe 737, thanks, identified, turn left, direct 40, on course, climb flight level 410. That's direct 40, on course, climb level 410, Stampede 737.
Nathix says your side stick is wing or Airbus. It's the Thrustmaster one. Thrustmaster Airbox. Thrustmaster Airbus side stick. Before you learn on IVAO, you speak French? Nope, I speak English and I'm on VATSIM. So I'm not on IVAO, I'm on VATSIM.
75 arrival, number 5488. Dragon 2330, contact Halifax, arrival 119.2, good day.
Halifax arrival 119, decimal 2, American 2330.
Denver 5488, descend flight level 300. Descend flight level 300 in Denver 5488. Sweet 779er, the wind at St. John's 28017, gusting 1, correction 23, runway 28, cleared to land.
Runway 28, clear to land, 2779.
GPS 212, monitor advisory on 122.8, good evening.
Kaylin says that's my favorite Airbus, the 321. Nice. Yeah, I love the narrow body Airbuses as well. No, Nathix, I never learned on IVAO. You have a funny way of spelling learn. But I just learned direct VATSIM. I never ever installed IVAO.
Have a day, so see ya.
See ya. We can up our cost index a little bit so we can get there a little bit quicker. We'll go 100.
Moncton Center, good evening, Emirates 205 Super with you climbing 13,000 for flight level 230.
Emirates 205 Super, Moncton Center, hello, climb flight level 340.
Continue climb flight level 340, Emirates 205 Super, thank you.
Rouge 418, monitor advisory 122.8, good day.
122.8, Rouge 418, thanks for the ATC, good night.
KLM 199, monitor advisory 122.
Alright, we are over to advisory 122.8, and the next frequency we need to tune in would be uncontrolled CTAF frequency for Montreal Airport, which is 119.9. So I'm going to go ahead and tune that in now. Always try to stay ahead of the aircraft. Alright, so over to Unicom now, or advisory, rather. And we got a company message. Let's see what they want. Probably wants a delay code. Rouge Ops. No ADC required. Okay, so no airline delay code required. Thank you. What app do you use to track flights? Do you mean like the data displayed on my screen up there, or what? For real world, I use Flight Radar, but for the sim, I use Sim Toolkit Pro, if that's your question. Sim Toolkit Pro, my friend. Nathix asking if I'm a PPL. I'm working on my PPL. So I'm about a third of the way to PPL. Alright, I'm gonna be right back, guys. I'm gonna take a 2-minute break, and I'll see you guys in a sec. 1 sec. I'm gonna grab some water and stuff. Alright, I'm back. Nathan says I have to leave soon. I'm French, but good day and see you soon. Take care. +1 for you. Thanks for the subscription. Appreciate you. Alright, I'm going to start getting ready for the approach. We're about 120 out. So, let's get the weather down in Montreal. It should be nothing but forest fires and smoke. So as of 9 minutes ago, 8 p.m. my time, winds are 050 at 4. at 4. Variable between 030 and 110. 8 statute miles visibility. Overcast 4,400. Temperature 23 dew point 15. So 23 going in there. Altimeter 3021. High pressure system in the area. And we got that FU, meaning smoke. We got smoke and stratocumulus. Density altitude 700 feet. Okay, so we got that in the box, and we're gonna see our weight for landing, which is going to be, we're gonna land with about 10,000. We have 12.3, so we'll take 1.3, correction, 2.3 off our current gross weight, which will bring us down to 164.7 for landing. 164.7. And let's see, what's the runway that they're landing in? Should be 06. I can check Navigraph. Well, winds are 050 at 4, so I'm gonna assume we're landing 06 right. Or why not, let's do 06 left. It'll be a longer, actually no, we'll do 06 right. We'll do 06 right because it's a shorter taxi. And we're on the Rocket 1 arrival. So let's have a look here. So if I go to charts, so we are going to MLT. Let's see the waypoints here. Quebec is where we're going to join the star. So Quebec, Mavo below 280. Good. Then Vivog, Exovol, Iqaluit. At Iqaluit you want to be below 10,000 feet. Set. And then for the transition, so I'm gonna, yeah, it says expect runway 06 left or right, so I'm gonna go 06 right, even though the 06 left chart is by default kind of loaded in there. I'm gonna go 06 right. So after Ikluk, what is this little note? It says 276 for note 1. So from here, it says track 276. That doesn't really apply to us, does it? But we're just gonna follow this. Delki, Upteg. Delki, you want to be below 9,000. Or correction, Upteg below 9,000, which we are at 9,000. And then Peklo at 4,000 or lower, max 210 knots. Good. And Tapka between 3 and 4, 210. Good. And then we're gonna join the ILS approach. .06 right. Falfo at 3,000. Omtal glide slope check. Nasik. Glide slope check at Nasik actually. Okay. So that looks good to me. So we're expecting the well, let's actually enter everything in the box first. So 110.5, 057, and the minimums are 305. 110.5, 057, did I say? So let's change that 057 on the final approach course. Uh, 305 feet on the barrel. 305. Good. Alright. Let's do an arrival brief. And just before that, actually, I'm going to do the perf now. So I decided runway 06 right. We're going to apply the METAR, which is the latest one, and 164.7, I believe I said. 164.7 for landing. So runway 06 right down in Montreal with low auto brakes seems to work just fine. We're gonna go max reverse as well. Flaps full, auto thrust on. So we need a factored landing distance of 2,582 meters. We have a landing distance available of 3,000 meters, so pretty much going to land with around 400 meters to spare. So low auto brakes, no point in killing the brakes. Now we're expecting to arrive during the Rocket 1 RNAV arrival. Whoops. Rocket 1 RNAV arrival to Montreal from the east. Chart 10-2 Echo, dated 6th of June 2025, effective 12th of June 2025. We're joining it from Quebec transition. All the constraints are as briefed and are in the McDo already. We're joining the runway 06 left and right transition. And we're going to vector ourselves as ATC is not online, and we're going to intercept the ILS 06 right approach. The final approach course is 057, and we have the minimum sector altitude is 2,600 feet based on the 06 left threshold. There's no really any terrain to worry about, and doesn't look too busy in Montreal right now anyway. So no threats really that I can think of. ILS 06 right is chart 11-2. Dated 14th of February 2025, effective 20th of February 2025. The localizer frequency 110.5. India Oscar Alpha is the identifier. Final approach course 057. Flight slope check is at 1,520 feet. NASC, and it's 4.4 DME from the localizer. Airport elevation is 120, touchdown zone elevation is 105. The minimums are 305 meters on the barrel, which is set in the box. In case of a missed approach, we're climbing to 3,000 feet runway heading, and then a right turn heading 192, so to the south, to intercept the outbound YUL Montreal VOR radial 144, and that's outbound to VEVSU, which is 34.9 DME, and it's going to all be via managed nav if we need to, but it's all a beautiful VFR day, so we'll likely, if we do have to actually go miss, we'll vector ourselves around for a right downwind to intercept the ILS 06 right approach again. And if we do need to go to the missed approach point, it's going to be a parallel entry into the hold. We're expecting SSALR lighting type and PAPIs. And we're going to be on the CTAP frequency of 119.9 since there's no VATSIM online. Any questions? No questions? Alright, we're ready for the approach. And one last thing. So landing on 06 right, we'll probably vacate via Alpha 3, but it's not a very busy airport right now. If we need to, we'll roll it out to Alpha 5 and we'll taxi via Alpha to the terminal. All the way via Alpha Mike to the main terminal, and we'll park somewhere here. Cool. And the final approach course 057, just to get a extended runway center line, especially because we're on the downwind for extra situational awareness. That means the reciprocal of that is going to be 180 plus 057, which is going to be 237. So we're going to put a fix based on the runway 06 right threshold, 237 radial, and we'll put a 10-mile fixed ring, and we'll go the same thing again, 5-mile fixed ring. And now if we check in our box, there we go. So we have the extended runway center line for situational awareness. We have 10 nautical mile ring around the airport and a 5-mile nautical mile ring based on the runway 6 right threshold. All right, good to go. Now we're chilling. Super Guppy Edits, welcome back. Welcome, Super Guppy. Thanks for tuning in. Kaylin, how much was the plane? The Fenix? So you have to get the base A320, which is 50 pounds British, whatever it works out to in your currency. And then the 321 and the 319 can then be purchased as an add-on to the base 320 for about, I think not too much, like 20 or 30 pounds, 20 pounds-ish, something like that. The Fenix product is very reasonably priced, in my humble opinion. So top of descent is coming up in about 50 miles. Yeah, if you add all of it up, over 100 Canadian dollars, but if you think about it, you're getting 3 airplanes for that. So on average, that'll be like 30, 40 bucks each, which I think in Canadian dollars, that's pretty darn reasonable. The PMDG, each one costs you about like 60, 70 dollars Canadian for the 73800, the 737 700, the 777's like 70, 80 bucks. Super Guppy says, hey, glad to be back for another stream. I'm having an introductory flight sometime soon, so I'm really excited. Hey, make sure to really enjoy that. I remember my Discovery flight, super cool. Make sure not to be nervous. I don't know if you're scared of heights or whatever, but just know that if you are, don't let that detract you from pursuing flight training if that's what you really want to do, Super Guppy, because trust me, all that fear of heights and everything, like the little cramped feeling in a small Cessna, that all goes away. And trust me, I take that from me, because I was kind of nervous my first flight as well, but you get used to it pretty fast. So I hope you enjoy your Discovery flight, my friend. Let me know how it goes next time I'm streaming. And yeah, hopefully you'll pursue your license. Have fun. I would say it's a great price. PMDG are like 70 and up a plane. Yeah, exactly. And Super Guppy, maybe ask your instructor to like maybe show you a maneuver, like a steep turn or something, just so you can kind of get your feet wet and see how it feels. But yeah, I'm not sure how much experience you have in terms of like aviation knowledge, but if you are kind of a simmer and you're familiar with the general aviation, maybe ask him to do like a steep turn, or I don't know if you can do a stall, but he'll probably won't do a stall, but I would probably stay away from a stall for the first time. But yeah, steep turn would be cool. Maybe he can show you slow flight. But yeah, that would kind of, in my opinion, give you more bang for your buck, just so you can kind of get a little taste of how flight training will be, and it's a lot of fun, man. Super Guppy says, I don't have Microsoft, but I do play a lot of Roblox flight sim, so not that advanced, but I know a good bit. Nice. Yeah, in that case, if you're not going in like super oblivious to how flying is, then you'll have a lot of fun. Just trust me, don't be nervous. It's fine. It's completely normal to be a little nervous for your first time, but just try to really enjoy it and tell yourself that you're going to look back in a few years and miss this moment. So that's the kind of the advice I can give you. So we're about 30, not even like 25 miles out from top of descent. Oh yeah, and I have my video for when I did my Discovery flight on the channel if you guys are interested. Super Guppy, if you're kind of curious how my Discovery flight went, I have it all on video on my channel. It's under the videos tab. It's called the first flight I think it's called flying a Cessna 172 for the first time. That's what I called it. So be sure to watch that and give it a like. And I wish you all the best. 20 miles out. So you want to be at Mavub for below 280, Iqaluq below 10,000. So I'm going to go all the way down to 10,000 for now. AvGeek says, yeah, the first time I did a stall was very not so fun, but now I have 24 hours and there's nothing for me. Hey, AvGeek, I had to do spins because in Canada we do spins in like my 6th hour. So imagine how I felt, dude. The day that I had to do spins, I didn't want to show up to school. I'm like, I don't want to do this. But we got through it. So my instructor put me in two spins and I had to recover. Power idle, ailerons neutral, opposite rudder, ease out of the dive. Canadians are crazy. We do spins at the PPL level. But honestly, after like the second time, I was like, spins are actually not that bad. They're kind of fun. All right. We're pretty much ready to start our descent. Alright, descent, flight level, or correction, 100,000 is blue. So what are we, about 80 from the field? Oh, this is showing 152. That's interesting. That's probably the track miles. Yeah, because we're like maybe 110 to the east. So I'll chill a bit before I make a radio call. And we got traffic, 10 o'clock, 100 above. Traffic in sight. No factor. Flight Sim Gaming, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Here comes the profile. We're going to start a descent. And we got another traffic around 2 o'clock, but 2,500 above, so no factor. Somewhere up there. Hey, once you get your PPL, you don't have to worry about patterns. Oh yeah, it's circuits, we call them in Canada. Circuits get pretty boring, but circuits are pretty spicy at my airport because it's uncontrolled, and it's the busiest uncontrolled airfield in Canada. So at sometimes, like, we have like 7-8 people in the pattern, and we all have to kind of just visually avoid each other, which is pretty spicy. Yeah, practicing landings is the funnest part about circuits. I kind of look forward to it. Have you tried power off 180s, AvGeek? Those are really fun too. My instructor just like boop pulls the power to idle on the downwind, and he's like, go land. So I got a pitch for 65 trim, and it was really fun. A few times I came in high, so I had to just dump the flaps and do a forward slip, fully slip for like 300-400 feet, and we made the runway, which was pretty good. I miss flying old GA aircrafts. Ground Speed Mini says, hey, Ground Speed Mini, cool name. That's a legendary app. I love the power on stalls. I think I prefer power off stalls, to be honest. Power on, I don't like how there's a potential for your wing to drop. That's a little uncomfortable. So you really got to tap dance on those rudders, but yeah, stalls are okay. I like steep turns. Steep turns are pretty fun. You feel the G-force sometimes. Your butt kind of gets like pressed onto that seat. Ground Speed Mini is a feature in the Airbus that adjusts your approach speed and factors in the wind. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking of. Factors in the wind, correction. Does that go with Microsoft or X-Plane or both? Power off is too much. You have to go into slow flight and start a descent, and it's just too much. For us, we practice power off, just level. I think at the in Canada, at the instructor rating, for the instructor rating, they establish a descent for the power off. Otherwise, for PPL, we just practice at level. I just kind of wait, let that speed bleed off. The nose drops, full power, nose up, and climb up. Recovery. Gotta leave to do dishes. Hopefully I'll be back in time. No worries, take care. Unusual attitudes? No, I'm not there yet. Unusual attitudes. I'm looking forward to that. I've done spirals. Have you done spirals? Spirals are super fun. A lot less scary than spins. Because spirals, it's just essentially kind of in a spiral dive, but your speed's very high, so your wings are generating a lot of lift. And you kind of just wait for the instructor to be like, recover. So the procedure is to pull the power, wings level, and ease up on the elevator to ease out of that spiral dive. But yeah, I found those pretty fun. We're about 80 to the east. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418 descending out of flight level 230 via the Rocket 1 arrival, about 80 to the east inbound for the ILS 06 right approach, Montreal traffic. Never done a spiral. What about turns around the point? Yeah, turns around the point were spicy, man. We went on a high headwind day, and we basically called it illusions created by drift. So we kind of want to practice the fact that if there's like a huge crosswind or something, to kind of account for the illusions it might cause in the circuit, so you don't turn early or late or whatever like that. So we went around like an intersection, and she's just like, keep the wingtip kind of pivoting around this intersection. So you need to like adjust your bank angle according to into the wind. So when you're into the wind, into the headwind, you need less bank angle. When you're going away and you have a tailwind and you want to come back, you need more bank angle. And that was really spicy, man. So when, especially during the headwind part of it, I kept getting pushed towards the point. So it was kind of challenging, but I definitely want to practice that more. Yeah, if you're going against the wind, you need for roll, yes. It's all about the winds. Ground Speed Mini says, are you planning to go for a commercial and eventually join the big boys? Hey, that's the goal. That's the plan. But yeah, turns around the point were super fun. At my airfield, the quote-unquote bigger runway is 3,500 feet. And it's pretty narrow already as it is. And the smaller runway that intersects it, the 0826s, it's 2,500 feet, so it's pretty short. What's the altimeter setting? 3021. Thirty 21, 30 21, 30 21. Yeah, on my last solo circuit, I did a pretty good butter last time. It was 2 days ago. I was just kind of making sure I talked myself through all of it. I'm like, all right, approaching the threshold, ease back on the power. All right, power idle, hold the nose up, ground effect, hold it, butter. that was a pretty satisfying last landing on my solo circuits. Also, I love like 7 a.m. flights. The air is smooth. There's less people in the pattern, like maybe 3 people max. So we're just chilling. Ground Speed Mini says, I've been flying the 320 for 2 years now. Beautiful aircraft. Oh, really? What? Well, I can't really ask what airline, but that's awesome, man. Good for you. We fly all variants, although I never enjoyed landing the 321neo. Is it because the tail strike thing? I find the 319 in the sim to be the hardest to land, just because of the stubby wings. It just wants to kind of lose lift quickly compared to the other ones. Nice, I go flying again on the 9th, I think at 8 a.m. I'm supposed to be flying at 9 a.m. tomorrow, but the last 2 days, like I said, it's been cancelled because of the wildfire smokes. So I hope I'm not cancelled tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm dual with an instructor, so we should be able to go up there. Ground speed mini in the Middle East, nice man. So you fly the narrow body. Beautiful. I love the Airbus. I would love to fly the Airbus. Alright, we're coming in pretty hot. I'm gonna start to slow it down now. And we'll go spoilers. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418 descending out of 1700 via the Rocket 1 arrival. We're about 50 miles to the east inbound for the ILS 06 right approach, Montreal traffic. Alright, let's go takeoff landing and takeoff landing in the vertical as well. Alright, I can pretty much go down to 3,000. MSA in the area is 2,600. Yeah, we'll go down to 3,000. Speed 250. From flight level 290 up to cruise in climb, sometimes it levels off, so we have to select the high speed and pull vertical speed plus 500 to keep her climb alive. Hold on, let me read that again. From 290, is that where the RVSM starts? From flight level 290 up to cruise in climb, sometimes it levels off. Oh, because it kind of wants to, it doesn't have enough juice, you're saying? Or so we have to select the high speed and pull vertical speed to, I see what you're saying. So the rate of climb kind of drops off if you're in managed climb mode. I see what you're saying. The 321 CEO. Super Guppy says I'm back. Welcome back, Super Guppy. Welcome back. So descending at a 10,000, we're gonna go seatbelt signs on, landing lights on, and we're gonna ding the cabin just for fun. Ding dong. Let the flight attendants know we're at 10,000, and we're depressurizing nicely. 3.7 on the Delta P, minus 350 on the cabin vertical speed, and cabin altitude 2,600. That's checked. We don't have anyone in sight. So I'm in selected speed, so it's not going to slow down to green dot without me wanting it to. So I'm going to go perf, activate approach, confirmed, and landing system. Auto brake setting, good call. I meant to do that a long time ago. Thank you, Ground Speed Mini. Auto brakes low. And we're just going to double check this. Arrival perf. Yeah, we need a factored landing distance of 1.15. We have 3,000 available. No point in destroying the brakes. So we'll keep that auto brakes low. Probably would have caught that on the landing checklist anyway, but yeah, I definitely want to do that when I start my descent. I'm going to turn the sounds up a little bit. Alright, I'm pretty much going to start to switch over to the CTAF in about 10 miles. You guys can see the wildfire smoke here. Very indicative of what we're dealing with in Canada right now. Look at that. That is so true, guys, and that's the reason why I haven't been able to fly and do my flight training the last couple days, because of this visibility. Ground Speed Mini says this aircraft never decelerates and descends at the same time. It's very bad at doing that. There's a tip: pull VS 500 and select the lower speed or activate approach mode to slow her down to green dot. Yeah, I find I just cop out by using the spoiler. Maybe that's not the best approach, but it kind of works for me in the sim. So vertical speed 500. I usually start to think about green dot like on the downwind, unless ATC obviously is online and gives me speed restrictions. Ground Speed Mini. For us in the airline, we joke about that. If you use spoilers, it means pulling your pants down. So you say that, Ground Speed Mini, but actually I've been on real world flights for like 6-7 times the last 2-3 years, and there hasn't been one flight where I did not see them use the spoiler on descent. Always. They always use it. To the point that I was like, wow, I thought I'm just being lazy in the sim. But these guys are all using spoiler. Now in the real world, maybe it's because the ATC kind of tells them to hustle down. Who knows what calls they're making, but yeah, I was just waiting for one flight where they don't use spoiler, and I haven't seen it yet. Always, without fail, spoilers going down. Spoilers coming up in the descent. Alright, let's go switch over to the common traffic advisory frequency of 119.9 for Montreal. We use them mostly if the ATC brings you high and doesn't descend you as per your profile. Yeah, fair enough. If you want to just catch up back to the profile, right? Yeah, understood. Alright, you know what? Let's do green dot. You want to be at 9,000 by Ooptech, and we're already at 9,000. Let's go green dot. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418, descending out of 8,800 on approaching a right downwind for runway 06 right approach. Montreal traffic. Best way to take is your altitude times 3, and that's how you get your miles that you need. And if you take your distance from Prague and +3, you get the altitude you want. Yep, the rule of 3, the good old rule of 3, and then usually add a little bit for, you know, slowing down or if there's some tailwinds or something. Swerve says, is that why I couldn't see in Washington today? I don't know. Are the wildfire smokes going all the way down there? Probably, right? Alright, I'm gonna get ahead of the profile here. I'm gonna go thrust idle, open descent. I'll show you a nice trick. Just press the meter button on the FCU and voila, here's the distance you need. The meter button on this one, metric. Oh, I see what you mean, because if you multiply feet to get to meters, it's times 3.3. So, that's a sick trick. That is a sick airline pilot trick. Thank you, man. I'm pretty okay with math myself, but that is pretty cool. Because each meter is 3.28, yeah. That's a pretty cool trick, actually. I used to just do the hard work and calculate it myself. So, for example, if you want to lose 3,000, you need 9.1-ish. You got to be careful with the decimals. That is a pretty cool trick. So we got India Oscar Alpha identified, 6.1. Mostly to avoid spoiler, I go open descent and just select a higher speed and look at her go, try that. So we're at open descent now, 220 on the green dot, and yep, she's doing 1300. Gotta love the Airbus. The field should be right beside us here. There's the field. Yeah, so if you select 240 here, she's gonna dive. I get it. We'll keep it green dot though. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418, descending at a 5,800 on a right downwind for the ILS 06 right approach, Montreal. I appreciate all the tips, Ground Speed Mini. Alright, in about 8 miles I want to be at 210 knots. And flap 1 speed is 235, so speed check, flaps 1. That should be the slats only, right? Oh yeah. I'm gonna go select speed at this point. Here comes profile. That visibility is garbage. If you select flaps 2 and bring back to 1, you'll get 1 plus F in the Airbus, thus slower speed in case of congested airport traffic. Oh, so originally it's slats, but if I go flaps 2, which is 215 in this case, which I could. Let's go flaps 2, let's try it out. Flaps 2. And now Ground Speed Mini is saying if I go back to flaps 1, it should be 1 plus F now. Ah! Ground Speed Mini is a real world Airbus pilot. Nice. Ground Speed Mini, I get so many fake pilots in chat that are like, I fly for the airlines, and so I usually take it with a grain of salt, but I know you kind of know what you're talking about. Alright, we're above the glide slope now, no time to waste. Let's go, we'll go 300, Rouge 418, turn right heading 300. Right heading 300, Rouge 418. Rouge 418, keep the turn coming. Right turn 320. Right turn 320, Rouge 418. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418, turning right, base ILS 06, right approach, Montreal. Direct. I want... where's the next one? NASC. Radial in 057. Boom. Execute. And I don't want nav. Just wanted to clean up the box there. Alright, Rouge 418. Turn right heading. Let's see here. Turn right heading 020. Cleared for the ILS. 06 right approach. Right heading 32 or 020 cleared ILS approach runway 06 right to Rouge 418. Alright, we'll go approach actually. Alright, Loc, glide slope blue, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Localizer should come in. Loc star. The bus is pretty good at capturing it. Alright, let's go speed check, flaps 2. Slow it down. And here comes the glide slope. Let's get configured a little bit early here. Gear down. Alright, speed check, flaps 3. And flaps full. Landing checklist. Flight attendants, please be seated for landing. Alright, waiting for that ECAM memo. But either way, gear down 3 greens, no red, auto brakes low, flaps full, ground spoilers armed, lit up, checked. ECAM memo landing no blue, landing checklist complete. Yes sir, I got my speed brakes. Alright guys, let's do recording, and should we take it from here? Runway in sight. Autopilot off. My ground speed's around 144. I'm looking for about 750 on the rate of descent. Little tiny adjustments. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418 on a 4-mile final for the ILS 06 right approach, Montreal. I love the scream of that auto thrust. That's exactly how you do it, brother. Keep it up. We actually use this in real life. Ground speed plus. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Appreciate you, ground speed mini. Hey, another way to do it is I think ground speed times 5, right? That gives you a rate of descent as well. Now the only thing with Microsoft 2020 is the winds are kind of, I don't know, they're exaggerated.
500. 400.
Little high.
400.
Not really. We're good.
300. 100 above. 200. Minimum.
Landing. Feet on the rudders.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Diesel. $60. Auto brakes off. Welcome down to Montreal. We'll start the chrono. We'll vacate on the left as briefed. I think it was Alpha 3, was it? That was fun. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the stream, guys. I appreciate you. We'll take the high speed here. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. Single engine taxi? No idea, tell me. I've never tried it. Do I have to like turn off some hydraulic pumps or something like that? Yeah, it's called the 1 to 60 rule. Hey, I thought 1 to 60 was in my PPL flight training. You guys use it in the bus too? Ground speed mini, let's do a, and guys, we got the MK Studio scenery as well. Kaylin says very nice, I appreciate you. Super Guppy says butter, nice landing, I appreciate you too. We got the Bombardier hangar here. Montreal traffic, Rouge 418, clear of runway 06 right, taxiing to Terminal V Alpha. Alright, let's stop it here. No, I've never done a single, I think I've done a single engine once, maybe in the 7.3 or something like that, but alright, straighten out the nose gear. Alright, let me just clean that up. Flaps up. Exterminator 24, thanks so much for your subscription.
Crew will shortly be leaving their seats to
Avgeek says nice landing, I just got back, appreciate you.
However,
Let's clean this up and we'll do a single engine. Lights, 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 lights. And we'll go, do I need APU on? I'm so used to doing it as a habit. Alright, let's see what ground speed mini is saying. The A320 CEO, start the APU first. Okay, I just did that. And then wait 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, switch off engine 2 and turn on the yellow electric pump. Okay. And that kind of takes care of the yellow system because engine 2 is off. I get it. So could we, since we're in the sim, could we forget about the waiting the whole 3 minute thing? Charts. We'll go airport. Basically just going down straight. Alright, APU is starting up. The Neos, you don't need the APU for single engine taxi. For the CEO you do, okay. Alright, we pretend like 3 minutes has gone by. Hey, actually I have a question for you, Ground Speed Mini. In the Airbus, I believe the custom, like the normal practice is to start engine number 1 when you push back, right? Why is that? Like, is that because the green hydraulic system powers the more like critical components that you need? I always wondered why do they start engine 1 first in the Airbus? But yeah, let's do a single engine taxi, guys. It was about an hour and 24 minutes on the flight time. We'll pretend 3 minutes has gone by. So you just turn on the APU and you switch off engine 2 and turn on the yellow actually. So we're going to switch off engine number 2. Engine number 2, confirm, switch it off. And then yellow hydraulic pump. So I go over to my hydraulic panel, yellow electric pump on, and that should take the load. So the electric's on. The AC APU gen is now powering AC bus 2. And that's it. That's single engine taxi. So now we just use the left throttle here. And the Fenix is modeled it nicely where you actually need quite a bit of thrust to get going because it's one engine. Some airlines start 2, which is the usual because yellow powers the parking brake, but some airlines are doing 1 first because of the SE tax, the single engine taxi out procedure. Oh, okay. So all this
traffic, Cosmic 1 Beach Duke turbine, 60-mile final, RNAV runway 06 right, X-ray, Cosmic 1 Montreal.
So that's interesting. I've always seen the Airbus pilots do engine 1, but you're saying normally it's engine 2, but it depends on the airline. Interesting. So out of all the stuff I've watched online, Ground Speed Mini, I've never seen them start with 2. But yellow powers the... So if you do 1 first, obviously it doesn't mean that you don't have parking brake, does it? Like, does the power transfer unit just basically take over for the yellow system if you start 1 first? Because you still obviously might need parking brake, no? Or how does that work? But yeah, we're basically shut down engine 2 and we're doing a single engine taxi. Nice. Engine 2 is off. You have parking brake, but sometimes your accumulator pressure is low and not in the... Ah, okay. So right now we do have accumulator in the green. I love this. Next time Ground Speed Mini is in my stream, I'll just shut down engine, maybe engine number 2 in flight. We'll do a single engine landing. As long as I have someone to guide me, I'm not scared of it. But yeah, I can see you need quite a bit of thrust to get a nice taxi speed going. The dreaded sim recurrent. My buddy flies the CRJ and he's always talking about his recurrent training. I'm sure you'll pass with flying colors, no problem. Good luck, Ground Speed Mini. I appreciate all the help today, and I appreciate the knowledge that you've given us, shared with us. We actually have airports in our OMC which we don't do single engine taxi, especially Cairo. What's OMC? Why is that?
Cosmic 1, 10-mile final, RNAV X-ray 06 right, Cosmic 1, control.
It's the operations manual for charts, airports, and navigation information. Okay. Cool. I love how we pretty much had like Montreal airport to ourselves today. It's not very busy in the sim. Cairo has a lot of hills and ups and downs, so I imagine taking a high slope with one engine and a heavy bird. Oh, okay. That makes sense. They don't want to overstress the engine, I guess. Dash 8's looking good. Man, the planes look so good. Yeah, this is the MK Studio scenery.
Cosmic 1, 5 mile final, RNAV X-ray runway 06 right, last final call, Cosmic 1, Montreal.
Cosmic 1 has been on the longest final of life. You know, you can check how good your landing is by going in the McDo and then in the CF IDS and write VRTAMAX, and it gives you your G factor for the Airbus. 1 to 1.6 means good landing. Hey, tell that to the sim people. If I get anything more than 1.2, they'll call it a smasher. I'm telling you guys, it's higher than that. But the CF IDS, I think that's something maintenance uses, right? So is that modeled in the Fenix? Speaking of landing, let's see the... Oh my goodness, guys, chat, look at this. That was literally the smoothest landing I've ever had. Minus 11, 0.92 Gs. Damn. We will take that. That was like a super greaser butter. Oh my goodness. Jeez. It ain't always that smooth, but when it is, I'll take it. Ground speed mini, I'm gonna try that. I don't know if the Fenix has modeled that maintenance system. Isn't that the control faults information display system or something like that? Don't ask me how I know this. I've had too much time on my hands. In real life, 1.7 is still within the green zone for landing. That's what I'm saying. In the sim, all the simmers call it a smash. Alright, I guess we'll follow here. Oh, that's the guy that was on the RNAV, whatever, 1.5 for the longest time, no? Most simmers have no clues about the real... Yeah. In the real world, even with my little 172, I'm like, I got it on the center line and on the first third of the runway. I don't care how hard it was or how soft it was. Now, I'm not going to lie. When it's a soft landing, I feel good about it. But that's never my, like, #1 goal kind of thing, if you will. Safe landing is the #1 goal. And let's turn the taxi lights off. Alright, we'll call it right here. That's good enough. Alright, parking brakes. Set. So if I go menu, maintenance, where's the CFDS thing? Maybe not menu, ATSU? I've seen that CFDS somewhere. AOC menu. FMGC, no. Config? No. Yeah, I think the Fenix doesn't maybe... It's only above 1.8 and higher is when you get called for a safety meeting. Yeah, 1.8 I guess would be pretty hard. Swerve says, good one, man. Appreciate you. When's the next time you're streaming? Would love to join. It all depends on my schedule. So during the weeks, I'm pretty busy with flight training. And even, to be honest with you guys, even in the weekends I fly, but it's usually in the morning. So I think weekends are the best time for me to stream. Maybe Saturday night. Super Guppy. I'm excited to see how your discovery flight goes, my friend. Is it reports? Where's that? I swear I had seen that somewhere. Maybe I'm thinking of the fly-by-wire. Yeah, I don't know where the CFDS thing. Next time. Alright, APU is on. Let's go engine 2. And I should have probably turned on APU bleed before I did that. My bad. Now we have some conditioned air anyway, though. And we'll wait for 5% in 1. And 1 hour 49 minutes on the block time, hour and 24 minutes on the flight time. Alright, 5% in 1. We go seatbelt signs off. Whoops. Let's go down here. Standby, standby, and I should have done this probably earlier to not fry the ground crew. And beacon lights off. Let's deboard. Where's my deboarding for GSX? For whatever reason it's... Oh, there we go. Deboard. Come on, GSX. Deboard. You don't want to deboard? Let's go off. Correct way to do it in a single engine taxi config is switch off the yellow pump followed by the engines. Ah, okay. Completely forgot about that yellow pump because I'm never used to single engine taxi. And I guess we can go fuel pumps off as well, right? APU has its own automatic fuel feed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Montreal. Don't mind the lag. Let's check what Sim Toolkit Pro gave us. So Sim Toolkit Pro gave us, if I go to my streaming here, there we go, display capture. So we got minus 11 from landing rate monitor, minus 91 from Sim Toolkit Pro, 0.92 Gs. I think in landing rate monitor that was the smoothest landing I've ever had. And let's see if that was in the touchdown zone.
898.
Alright, that was right past the 1,000 footers, right on the 1,500 footers, bang, bang on center line. We'll take that. We'll take that, chat. APU takes fuel from the left tank. That's why in turnarounds you see sometimes the left tank has lower fuel than the right tank. Oh, okay. And that's even if I manually turn it off, it automatically takes from the left tank, right? Gotta love the smart Airbus. Roger. And there you have it. Super Guppy, take care. We'll see ya. Alright guys, I'm gonna run the replay of that super butter. That was truly pretty smooth. Anyways, man, I appreciate the stream. I have an Istanbul turn around to do, so that's 12 hours of work. Hey, appreciate you dropping by in chat and telling us about the single engine taxi. And hopefully I'll see you in my chat again, Ground Speed Mini. Nice to meet you, man. Safe flying. We'll see you. Take care. Alright guys, let's get off VATSIM and run the replay. Yeah. Could I go to panel states? Ready, activate. There we go. This is going nuts. Flaps. Alright, configure that for the replay. Ground Speed says subscribed. Appreciate your subscription. Take care, man. Alright, let's see how that landing looked. Over the threshold. This new Fenix update, it feels amazing, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that was super smooth. We'll take that. I'm really liking this new Fenix update and the way it flies, man. The flare felt so much better. I didn't have to like yank it. The flare felt pretty good.
Don't sink.
Just the tiniest bit of input and it would respond to my input, so I really like that. Fenix update for the win, guys. Butter. Alright, let's look at it from the outside. Flare. Oh yeah, that was smooth. But look how easy it is to tail strike it. If you just over flare a little bit, you'll tail strike it. Let's look at it from here. Oh, never mind the doors. Oh yeah. That was nice. We'll take that any day of the week. We shall take that. Alright guys, I'm going to roll the rest of the replay and get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. And until next time, we'll see ya. Click that like button for that butter. And I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
The year is Since 1991, birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.